Lakeland PBS presents Common Ground, brought to you by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota. Production funding for Common Ground is made possible in part by First National Bank Bemidji, continuing their second century of service to the community, member FDIC. Closed captioning is made possible by the Bemidji Regional Airport, serving the region with daily flights to Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. More information is available at bemidjiairport.org.
Welcome to Common Ground. I'm producer-director Randy Cadwell. Today we take a trip to Pine River, Minnesota, where each August, good old bluegrass music can be heard coming from the hills during the Lakes Bluegrass Festival.
It's just on 16 and 8. Well, how about you?
Think so? Definitely fall out.
Where the sweet waters flow and the wildflowers grow, back to your home on the hill. Yeah.
It's in our screen porch. We were talking about, we should have a bluegrass festival in our area.
Yeah, we've been playing music for years, bluegrass music, and in different bands, and traveled around the country going to bluegrass festivals, and that's how we even spent our honeymoon, is going to bluegrass festivals. So we thought, well, we need something here in the Brainerd Lakes area.
So we probably planned it for several years, but our first year was out at a ski hill west of Brainerd, Minnesota. The chamber director here in Pine River approached us about bringing the festival to Pine River. And so we said, sure, we'll do that. And we had it at the fairgrounds in 2006. Some local businessmen and women in Pine River started a nonprofit organization, a 501c3, called the Pine River Area Foundation. In 2019, the foundation purchased this land that we're on now, about 30 acres. It was part of an old golf course. We wanted our own land and we built the infrastructure. It was grass. And the stage we're standing on now was a putting green, and it was naturally elevated, so it was like perfect place to put the stage. And then we put in the rest of the infrastructure as far as camping, RV pedestals. We built a 40 by 100 foot food court or food pavilion where we hold dances and have the food and meals. And then we have two other pavilions for workshops and for the bands as a backstage room.
Wednesday is our first official day of the festival.
Okay, so we have 2 tickets and then 8:23 to 8:26 for camping.
Yep.
Perfect. Just checking in.
When a lot of the campers arrive, they buy their 4-night camping tickets, so Wednesday they come in.
Hey, thank you.
Have a great time. Enjoy.
They get their camp set up. They find out where their friends are camped and say hi and, you know, hugs and all the Minnesota way. And
They get their lawn chairs in place.
yeah, you can see lawn chairs are in place already. You know, by Friday, most of the people who are camping are here. So then the focus turns to the music for the rest of the weekend. Bluegrass, you know, Bill Monroe started it. It was kind of a mixture between the blues and hillbilly music, they called it back then. And it's really, truly one of the rare all-American art forms.
The instruments are your banjo, your guitar, your bass, which is probably the most important instrument. Oh, that's what I play.
Bass player.
And mandolin, fiddle are the prevalent instruments in bluegrass. The songs are going to be about stories from down home, love, lost love, murder,
Drinking.
Missing home, looking for home.
Wanting to get away from home.
Yeah, wanting to leave home. But they're all about stories. And then another really unique thing about bluegrass is the harmony. So on the choruses, you'll often hear 3-part, sometimes more, 4-part harmonies of the singers taking a different part to make a unique sound that you don't get with one voice. So that's a real special part about bluegrass is the story, the instrumentation, the breaks, the harmonies, brings it all together to make bluegrass.
We have bands from all over the country, award-winning, Grammy award-winning, IBMA award-winning, and we also have some local and regional bands that folks have gotten to know and just love to hear year after year.
Well, I'm going back to the country, 'cause I can't pay the rent. No, I'm not completely broke. Rather, I'm badly bent, I can't understand where all my money went. I ain't broke, but I'm badly bent.
We started playing music about 12 years ago, and it started as a family thing. So I homeschooled, so we did music every day. And he had a great-grandpa that played the fiddle and a grandpa that played the fiddle. So we got a fiddle and was hoping that he would be able to play the fiddle. So that's kind of how it started. There are 4 of us. Yep. And then I have a younger son that is not quite in the group yet, but he's working behind the scenes to up and coming.
Classify us as traditional,
yeah,
for sure. We do a lot of old country stuff too. We've all practiced a lot. We've played a lot of shows too when we started. We started as a band traveling about 12 years ago.
Yeah, yep. Kind of all learned together as a family and just progressed from there. And he won the Grand Masters in the fiddling, so he'll get to be on the Grand Ole Opry Saturday, and he'll get to play a song for that. So that's super exciting, you know, reaching your goals and working towards something. Yeah.
Way back in the mountains, deep among the hills, is a memory of a cabin far behind.
I was playing in a band with my dad on the Gulf Coast of Florida, and had been doing that 8 or 9 years at that point, and I decided that I wanted to start my own band and kind of do my own sound. And so my first call was to Caroline to hire her and start the band together. And so this 2023 is our 10th year.
Leaves no longer change and the snow lifts off the ground. Each season brings a new way of life. Crops no longer taken, plows rusting in the fields, and a simple life that we left far behind.
We do some traditional bluegrass, but then we kind of put our own spin to it. So it's, I guess, modern traditional. A little bit. We do have a little bit more of some progressive songs, but we do a combination of just about almost everything, I think.
With this band particularly, that is one of our strengths, is that we have this great mixture of the very traditional, rearing up in the tradition of the music, and then the more modern influences of, like, our fiddle player and our bass player are jazz musicians, and they play very, extravagant styles of music. So we have in our band, you can tell that influence.
Thank you so much.
And the great friends, great musicians, make them welcome the Pale Elves.
We are kind of contemporary traditional band.
Yeah, right. That's a kind of play on words.
And I have to start with the Minnesota Bluegrass Association with the origins of the band, because we all met playing at different festivals over the years while we were in different bands. You play at these festivals, and the next thing you know, you're jamming afterwards, in the campground, and you're making friends that way. And we met up with Marty at a festival, at the Lakes Festival, actually.
Yes, the Lakes Festival.
Where we all met, and we discovered our 3-part harmonies that night.
There for me.
And we all thought, wow, the chemistry was just one of those amazing things. And then Marty saw us play as the Lost Tracks as a trio at one of the festivals, and he said, it would be fun to hang out with you guys. Next thing I know, Marty's in that. We formed a trio around that, and then we slowly added John, and mostly I think Heath was the next one to come on.
Yeah, it's a long way to Richmond, rolling north on 95.
We stand forward on the music, and how we present the music, we stand forward. And I think that's really what we're known for. Our energy, and just that we're going to give you everything we got. We try to maintain an aspect of the tradition of what is bluegrass, right down to the instrumentation. And however, we're doing a bunch of Eagle songs, we're doing a Dwight Yoakam song, and we're doing a bunch of a few classic rock songs that are bluegrass style too. But I would say our stronghold is holding up the tradition of the first generation of bluegrass musicians.
The day you met you, my heart spoke to me.
I tell you, we're all brothers, it seems like, that have met each other at different stages in each other's lives, but we've come to this. And I think all of us used to have really serious ambitions about wanting to be in a national touring band, and a few of us have. But sometimes it's just nice to be home and play with your friends.
Yeah, right.
And because of that, the chemistry of our band is really something.
Things that make us who we are, tell us we belong.
So yes, there's in bluegrass. There's lots of different styles. Again, on the spectrum from real traditional to more modern or progressive bluegrass. Like I said, at our festival here, we tend towards the traditional, but not all traditional. In fact, we have country bands once in a while playing on our stage. So it's not like we're tunnel vision that we only do this.
And I'm going to try to hunt and peck. So as long as the E string is tuned properly, when you put your finger at the point where it's G on the tuner and it's true on here, I'll just take and put a little black magic marker right there.
Instead of just sitting in front of a concert all day long, people like to get up and move around. And one of the things that is one of their favorites is to go and observe the workshops. And the workshops are put on by our performers over in the workshop pavilion.
I'm going to just show you my quick pick and thumb strumming, easy to learn how to develop arm strength, and that is, I play this, it's the G scale.
If you're a picker, if you play, you can sign up and be an attendee, learning a chord, learning a song, whatever the topic is for that workshop. But many people like to just walk around and kind of see how it's made. So they don't play themselves, but they like to go up close and personal, and listen to the performers talk about their art, their instruments.
We're just going to rehearse a little bit in front of you, and if you have any questions, just holler it out. Whatever you need to know, we'll try to answer it the best we can.
It's the experience of the friendships, the jam sessions, the see how it's made up close and personal. They can really relate to what's going on the main stage by meeting other people.
His recordings, but for the second year in a row, he is nominated for Male Vocalist of the Year by the International Bluegrass Music Association. That's a big deal. That's Greg Blake right there on that guitar.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you, folks. This is, as I said yesterday, this is my first time to this wonderful festival here, the Lakes Bluegrass Festival, and you've all just opened your hearts, arms, and wallets to me, and I really appreciate it.
That's like one of the last remaining classic bluegrass festivals. And what we mean by that is that there's camping, there's jamming, there's a nice stage area, there's workshops. That's kind of the ingredients of a really great classic bluegrass festival.
Well, this is our second time at Lakes Bluegrass Festival. In 2018, and we were over at the old fairground location, and so we were really excited to get to the new location and see what Tim and Cindy have done with the place, and we love it. It's going to be a great day. They've got a lot of campers here. There's a lot of people here, and we love being so warmly, accepted so far from home. It's incredible.
They're just so personable and like family. You feel like you know them as they come through here and play their music for us. And same with the fans. They'll go interact with the artists. They have a merchandise tent out here, and the artists just love it when the fans come over and talk to them and just shake a hand and get their autograph and just visit. So
So you want me to carry her?
Oh Brother movie, when that came out, I was making maybe $50 a night when I would do a gig with the band. I was making $150 a night in a bluegrass band because bluegrass became very popular at that time. And so that kind of changed my world. I got into a bluegrass band right away then after that because I was having fun. I met all these new friends. And
it's a happy music, so that's a good thing. And even though it's bluegrass and it's kind of bluesy and kind of sad, it's actually good, happy music. So
yeah, and some of the lyrics are like really dark lyrics, and then you have this bright, happy music with it. So it's just kind of a different type of music, I guess.
It's called The Prisoner's Last Wish.
Well, you get a story out of each song, you know, when you're up there playing, so the listeners are really intrigued in listening to the music because they're listening to the lyrics.
There's a gray-haired old man way down in Kentucky in a little log cabin way back in the hills. And the woman who's sweet has flowers in the springtime. I wish I could see my mother and dad.
I don't know, there's something about when you listen to it, it's so honest. You know, you're not gonna make it sound better with electronics because you don't need to, right? You can just grab your guitar or mandolin or whatever out of the case and play, and it sounds great right then and there, as is.
there's a warmth that comes out of a wood instrument that I think it just touches people when they play it, and it makes a perfect virtuoso type instrument. I mean, you feel warm and fuzzy when you play a wood instrument, and then when you have other wood instruments around you that are lending, there's a real wild chemistry that happens, those complex overtones that come out of wood instruments. I don't know, I get all warm and fuzzy and the hair on the back of my neck stands up when there's good instrumentation and then good three-part harmonies. You know, I think people respond to that.
I think it's about, like, this might sound strange, but togetherness. Like, everybody comes together for these festivals, as you've seen, like, thousands of people come together and just enjoy the music together. So about family, about friends, about being together, yeah.
The bluegrass community in itself is like one big whole family. You know, growing up listening to Flatt and Scruggs, you know, Ralph Stanley, all that stuff. You know, everybody knows those songs, and, you know, you get together and, you know, everybody picks. You know, it's the one big whole reunion. You all get together. It's a good community, good feeling, like it.
The music itself, for me, is just such a family thing. Growing up with my dad playing bluegrass, and it's such a part of my life, and so the memories from just the music. You know, I can hear songs on Sirius XM or hear it on the radio, and it will bring me back to moments in my life. And specifically our music that we've created together. You know, I love to think of it as I'm leaving this legacy for my children, that one day when I'm long gone, you know, my kids will pull it up and be like, that's my mom. You know, that was Caroline and my mom together. So that's a special thing for me, that we're creating something that will be around forever. Yeah. And I see a change in the industry where more progressive artists are being more accepted by the general bluegrass community, because the realization is that we need to grow in the genre in order to bring in the young people, bring in the next generation of bluegrassers. But I think most, even the progressive bands like Mumford & Sons and Billy Strings, especially Billy Strings, even though he plays very progressive bluegrass, he still holds pretty true to those very traditional values.
When I do feel hard at work, I sit down to play. Thought about my little darling, she's many miles away. Run my and check a little
it's the whole experience, not just the sitting in a lawn chair and listening to music. It's the interactions with friends, new friends, and old friends. I think that's the experience.
Thank you for watching Common Ground.
If you have an idea for a Lakeland PBS production in north central Minnesota, email us at legacy@lptv.org or call 1-800-292-0922. To watch Lakeland PBS productions online, visit lptv.org or download the free PBS app. Production funding for Common Ground is made possible in part by First National Bank Bemidji, continuing their second century of service to the community, member FDIC. Closed captioning is made possible by the Bemidji Regional Airport, serving the region with daily flights to Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. More information is available at bemidjiairport.org. Common Ground is brought to you by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund, with money by the vote of the people November 4th, 2008.